can large language models now train themselves? We're going to talk about that, why it matters, and what it means for us and for your career. So both videos this week really are huge. The last video talked about evolutionary step changes coming this year in major LLM models. But now check this out. Facebook figures out a zero training way to massively improve LLM performance. Facebook has designed a neat way of automatically prompting LLMs to help them improve their performance in a vast range of domains. That last part of that sentence is critical, and we'll talk about that in a minute. The approach is called MILS, M-I-L-S, short for Multimodal Iterative LLM Solver. Facebook describes it as a surprisingly simple, training-free approach to imbue multimodal capabilities into your favorite LLM. And thanks to Import AI for this article. So the article reminds us that LLMs used to be trained with what's called a GANs, a generative adversarial network. This was a basic teaching and learning tool that was developed 2 to 3 years ago to really get LLMs to work. Where GANs saw you training a single model through the interplay of a generator and a discriminator, MILS isn't an actual training approach at all. Rather, you're using the GAN paradigm of one party generating stuff and another scoring it. And instead of training a model, you leverage the vast ecosystem of existing models to give you the necessary components for this technique to work. Generating stuff with one model and scoring it with another. So you're using 2 LLM models in this approach. So a little more understanding on how this works. If you had a language model you were using to generate images, then you could have it output a prompt. Then you could evaluate the prompt with a separate scoring model. This generates a score that you can then feed back to the generating model, which then produces a new set of prompts to try to get a higher score. You run this for as long as it takes for MILS to have determined your approach has reached convergence, meaning it can't learn anymore. This MILS approach works shockingly well, Facebook says. MILS matching or outperforming dedicated domain-specific methods on a range of tasks from image generating to video captioning to style transfer, and much more. So why does this matter? I'm getting ready to blow your mind. AI systems are already way more powerful than we think. You can use this MILS approach to take any kind of LLM and work with it to elicit its most powerful possible performance for the domain where you have the scoring model. So that means you have to have a scoring model for each domain, image generation, video to text, etc. The fact that this approach works highlights to us how wildly capable today's AI systems are, and should serve as another reminder that all modern generative AI models are underperforming by default, meaning that a few tweaks will almost always yield vastly improved performance. So now let's blow your mind. In the last video, we talked about evolutionary AI models being released this year, 2025, that are a step change towards advanced reasoning. Now, this is a brand new approach that dramatically simplifies and speeds up and teaches LLMs how to learn, how to train themselves to get better and better and better. So why does this blow your mind? AGI. There are 2 required elements to get to AGI when you think about the human mind. One is the ability to learn new things, and this new MILS approach from Facebook is a complete breakthrough that was unanticipated. The second piece, in addition to being able to learn new things on your own, MILS, is advanced reasoning. GPT-5, Grok 3, the next Gemini model, DeepSeek. So what am I saying to you? The two foundational keystones to achieve AGI are being laid right now this year. That means that AGI is very near now. So what does this mean for us? It means two things. One is this Mills approach, for example, was unexpected and simple. That is a hallmark of exponential technologies, further demonstrating that AI has advanced even more up the steepest part of the exponential curve, which means we cannot anticipate what's coming. That's number one. Number two, the two models being released in the next few weeks will be a further step towards advanced reasoning, with another major step coming later this year. With AGI now being this near, what does it mean for us? It means, first and foremost, prepare yourself psychologically to hear relatively soon that AGI exists and that humans are no longer the smartest things on planet Earth. Number two, this AGI will be able to learn and improve its reasoning on its own. This is why they said at TED a little over a year ago, that an AGI would be able to create its own next better AGI. Boy, was that an accurate prediction. And finally, what does it mean for us in our careers? It means two things. AI tools will very quickly now get easier and easier to use because we won't have to prompt them anymore. And number two, you will need to use them as much as possible to try to keep yourself ahead of, or at least riding this wave of exponential automation that's coming. This wave will be profoundly disruptive. I cannot emphasize that enough. And it is inherently different than every other major human advancement ever before this. We're talking the agricultural revolution, the industrial revolution, the internet. This is wholly different. Give yourselves the best odds of lengthening your career, because one day everything will be automated. I've read 2040, 2045, 2050, but somewhere in that decade, complete automation will occur. Society will have to transform for that one. But in the meantime, you have the most important part of your career here now, or if you're just finishing college, coming, and you got to stay ahead of this. All in on AI, double down on it. So thanks so much for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share. Also, please give us your financial support on Patreon or buy me a coffee. Really need that financial support to continue keeping you aware of what's coming to impact your life and to give you the tools to mitigate that impact. So thanks so much. See you next time. Take care. Bye.